Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sorry. Can you hear me, all of you? Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Srikanth.
How do you feel?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So as I was saying that as early as 1907, there was this system of mathematical circles in Eastern Europe, and then it spread to Russia, Moscow, and St. Petersburg were great centers of mathematical circles. And then it went to United States, Canada, and now there are math circles all over those places as well. And some of the greatest mathematicians of our times have come out of this process of mathematical circles. Can anyone tell me a name of a mathematician who started off with math circles and then did really great discoveries in mathematics? Any of you know about any such mathematician? Maybe in YouTube or somewhere. I don't know. So, okay, no, not Ramanujan. India did not have math circles at that time. Um, but
Sir Gauss.
Gauss was much earlier than Ramanujan actually. Uh,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if Terence Dow did math circles, but one of the greatest mathematicians of our time, Gregory Perelman, who solved one of the most challenging unsolved millennial problems called the Poker conjecture. Yes, Aryan Prakash, you're right. He is involved in this particular process, mathematical science. Okay. So, what is this process all about? Well, it is that there are small groups of 7 to 8 kids, and there is a list of problems. Now, these problems are very special. These problems can be done without any knowing any big formulas, but they are still very challenging. If you are a student of Cheenta, you already know that such problems exist. It's not that if you don't have to apply a formula doesn't mean that it's very easy. It could be very hard. And so this list of problems have all of these problems, 6 or 7 such problems, and these kids, this group of kids, will sit together and think about these problems and discuss the problems in between themselves and try to come up to the solution. That is how a math circle happens. Okay, there is no teacher, there is no know it all teacher. The students, they organize themselves in small groups, and then they discuss with each other these problems, and then they try to come to solutions. Okay, that is exactly what we are trying to do at Chinta. Now, you see, all of you attend some class or other, but the classes are usually not very interactive in nature, less so in online format. We often, I mean, some teachers do a wonderful job. They actually make the students engage and so on and so forth. That's great. But it's not a totally student led process. There is a teacher who knows a lot of things, who is trying to teach. That's all right. That's fine. That has to happen. But simultaneously, this student led process, that could be extremely powerful. The student led process could be extremely powerful in the sense that once you do not have a teacher where you're discussing the entire thing amongst yourself, and there each of you are thinking in different ways, you are forced to think because no one is thinking on your behalf. Usually when a teacher is conducting a class, a teacher sometimes thinks ahead of you, because he has seen the problem before, so you are not given room to think about it on your own. In a math circle, you are allowed to think on your own. You are actually forced to think on your own. And then you oftentimes people come with multiple solutions, different ways of thinking about the same thing. Okay, so that's how the math circles work. Now what we will do is we will be splitting you into several small groups, and each of those groups will have some name. For example, there could be a Ramanujan math circle, there could be a Gauss math circle, there could be a Terence Tao math circle. Maybe you can name it on your own. I mean, decide the names, whatever names you want to have. And then every 2 weeks there will be a math circle meeting. So one of you will be responsible for creating a problem list, and we will help you with that. Our faculty members will help you with that. Actually, we are in collaboration with a very beautiful Russian mathematician. He has, unfortunately or fortunately, his website is in Russian, but you can easily sort of translate it. These days translation is no big deal, so you can translate it in English. We will help you with that as well, maybe clean up the translation a little bit. And we have asked permission for him from him to actually share these things. I mean, these are already in public domain, but nevertheless it is, we asked permission, and he said, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead, do it. So here is, I'll show it to you. You'll probably able to see it. Here is the website. We will also share the link with you and everything. So just a second. Yeah. So here is the website, and there is a lot of great problem lists here which we can use. These are from old Russian mathematical circles and so on and so forth. Okay. So these are in Russian, but we can easily translate them in English. So for example, let's look at this one. You will see there is a bunch of notes and problem lists and so on and so forth here. One example of a beautiful problem set is from All Russian Mathematics Olympiad. So you can easily, we will be using them in our mathematical circles as well. The sad thing is that these PDF files are all in Russian, but the good thing is that these can be easily translated using modern technology. So, and we can then clean them up and then we can use them and so on. Okay. So that's exactly what we will be doing in our mathematical circles. And every 2 weeks there will be a meeting. One of you will be responsible for creating a problem list. We will help you to do that. And then in the live session, you will have a math circle with 6 or 7 other kids in the group. Now we are collaborating with schools from rural India, like in remotest corners of India, like Purulia, Sundarban, Bardhaman. But that's not always the case. I mean, we are also working for schools who are not in the Bengal region. We don't have our portfolio right now, but uh, what we will do is we have like 4 or 5 schools like this collaborating with us. They are in the very remote villages of Bengal. Purulia is a very remote district. Maybe you have heard about it. Sundarban. There's a lot of good kids out there. So what we will do is from Cheenta, we will hook you up with each of you or two of you. We have thought about two of you. We will hook each two of you with five or six kids from those schools, and together there will be a mathematical circles. So you will be running it from your homes, but the benefit will be spread in the very remote corners of the country. So that is a great opportunity to meet new kids, bright minds, and spread mathematics where it is not going right now. Mostly, this kind of Olympiad centric training is restricted to the urban areas. We want to take it to the villages so that everyone can enjoy this. And there is sort of a lot of talent out there. If our work can bring out even one talent, that would be a great thing. Now, the thing is that I'll show you some examples. We have been doing this for some time. The pandemic actually stopped us from doing it for, let's say, a couple of years. We still did it, some part of it online. But some of you have heard about Srijit sir. Have you heard about Srijit sir? Any of you? Maybe you have. Maybe some of you. He taught some of you. Sharnabjo sir, maybe you have heard about Sharnabjo sir as well. So I will show you some of the pictures from their activities. For example, this is one of the schools that we will be collaborating with, the Felix School of Education. This is in Purulia district. And I think you can identify Srijit and Sharnabjo. This is not a great picture, I guess, but okay, maybe I can make it larger. So yeah, they went to this. It is I think 400 kilometers away from Calcutta. They mainly live in Sikkim and in eastern part of India, and they conducted these beautiful workshops from where we conducted the mathematical circles in those things. So you can see this is like the first stage, day one, and so on and so forth. So here they interacted with a lot of kids from these schools, and they are really excited to learn mathematics. So if you teach them, they will learn a lot, and they are very focused as well. They not have a lot of distractions, and that helps. So as I say, so this is one example. This is in Purulia. Once I went to a school which is in the one of the southernmost tips of Sundarbans, and maybe I have some pictures from there. So actually, there is a video. You can probably watch it. I don't think I have a picture here, but I do have a video here, which is you can watch the video later. Maybe it's fine. So
Can you share the link in the chat box?
yeah, I will do that definitely. I'll share the links. Yeah, of course. So the point is, friends, that the training that we have at Cheenta, uh, what I have noticed is that mostly urban students, students from cities, students who have money, they access that. Of course, we charge you money because we have to eat, of course. A person has to eat, and and earn money, and so on and so forth. But in the process, this training is not going beyond the city walls. It's not going to the other 70% of the country. Imagine what great talent is sort of trapped there. Is we are not able to unlock that. So even if we can do some of it in our team, like I think of students and teachers at Cheenta as teams, if we can even do some of it, it would be a great opportunity. Now, some of you have heard that Aryan Kalia, one of our students, went on to Harvard. He got accepted in Harvard. I just received the news yesterday. He was involved in a lot of activities like this, not one particularly. He did research projects at Cheenta, he did other stuff, he did math clubs at his school, and so on and so forth. So these sort of extracurricular activities, if you can create them consistently over a long period of time, it will also help you personally. When you are applying for top 300 universities of the world, these projects, the experiences of these projects will add value to your resume. So you can see it from that perspective as well. I think there is a question by Sekar Ganeshan. Yeah, please ask the question in the chat if you want. But yeah, so right. Now, if you want to, now in Namrata ma'am, you have already communicated with Namrata ma'am or Lopamudra ma'am. You have communicated with them. They are actually organizing these groups from with Cheenta students. You can, you will talk to them. All the groups will be formed by the next week, and we will start working from the first week of January. Let's be absolutely clear. I always say this with I mean, I want to be totally honest with you. You are not. Children these days are really smart. You know what's going on. Of course, we are trying to earn money. That's We are a commercial organization at Cheenta. We are that. But there is more to it than that. The teachers like Chornab Sir or yourself, no one actually works just for money. The motivation is to do great mathematics. As a student, that's your motivation. As a teacher, that's my motivation. Of course, we want to earn money as well. Now, when we interact with other kids from such corners of the country, and if we are able to deliver value to them, able to transform their lives in some ways, and thereby transforming our own lives, that's a great experience. I can share with you. I have done it numerous times. I have been to these schools. It's a fantastic experience. We should all experience that, and it helps us as well. I think Sekar is in the. Um, he joined the Google Meet as well. Yeah, you have a question, Sekar? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Fine.
Yeah,
Let me
let
connect to
me
my
connect to
headset
my
and then I
headset
will
and then I
probably
will
ask a
probably ask a
question.
Go
question.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, of
please.
course. So, as a starting point, friends, you will be connecting with, I think, Shorna, Namrata ma'am and Lopamutra ma'am has already connected with you. So, we will start creating separate Google Classrooms for each of the math circles. One more thing I want to share with you, that if you are planning to do it as a project that will have a long term impact on your own academic career, then and in fact, I would like you to do it in that way only, because that would benefit you in that sense, because you can show this as an experience of working with the community and mathematics for your university application. Suppose you are applying to Oxford or some other great place. They need this kind of diversity statements. If you don't know it, you should know about it. Now, if you want to do that, we have another activity attached to this, is writing math circle diaries. So what you do is, when you conduct a math circle, you will be required to keep a record of the activities that has happened on that particular day on your watch. So you will be leading the math circle on a particular day, and that math circle's entire day experience, you should have a record of that, which will be compiled over time. Let's say this math circle runs for a year, then you will have 52 divided by 2, that is 26 such records of what happened on the math circle. And that is a very valuable piece of evidence and record that can actually help others to understand what works, what doesn't work, and also bear a testament to your fantastic commitment to this sort of projects. I will give you an example of a diary of a math circle. I'll give you an example of that. This particular diary is from Russia. It's called Math from 3 to 7. And I will share the screen with you and show the diary to you. Okay. Here's a guy called Alexander Zovankin. He conducted mathematical circles. Okay, maybe I can just put this here. Yeah. So this is called Math from 3 to 7, the story of a mathematical circle for preschoolers. This is by Alexander Zovankin. And I will show you what it means to keep a diary of a math circle. So, a lot of work goes into building curriculums for mathematical Olympiads. We use all these books and ideas from these books. Maybe one day I can share with you the hard work that goes into this curriculum building and problem sorting and stuff like that. But today, let me show it to you. So, you see, here is an example of a diary. This is session 21, the Mobius band. So, it starts just like a diary. It says, okay, today is Wednesday, February 4th, 1981, 10:30 to 11 a.m. So this math circle lasted for only half an hour. Of course, he was working with preschoolers. So maybe he didn't want to go for too long. Now, he just explains what was the activity. You see, he draws pictures of whatever they did. And not only that, he was actually recording whatever the conversation that the children were doing. You see, you want to know how the children are thinking. You want to know how you are thinking. So, a great way to record that is to record snippets of conversations that are happening inside the math circle. Okay. So, you see, there are often they will put he will put quotation marks like, so what, it spilled, say the boys. So I should have told them that the milk never spilled over the edge as there was no edge. So maybe you know this, that in a Mobius strip there is no edge. So it's a very it's an interesting type of a mathematical figure. You can read more about it. So in the internet. Now the point is this, that you will be leading mathematical circles. Maybe two of you will lead one math circle. That's how we are planning it for the moment. So two students from Cheenta, and let's say six students from a rural school, like this. So we'll club it together like that. And the students from Cheenta will be responsible for keeping the diary. They are responsible for setting up the problems. So our faculty members will help you to set up the problems regularly. And it is just 2 times every month. So it's not a lot of lifetime commitment either. So yeah, and it would be a wonderful experiment in education that we can all look back into, uh, uh, let's say several years from now. And yeah, so now Shekhar is ready to ask his question. Go ahead, Shekhar. What is your question? You can unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
let me quickly introduce myself. I am not a student, but I'm a student. I'm parent of Ipsita. I'm also a math enthusiast. I have a background in statistics. I did my master's in ISI Calcutta, so which is why I'm also thrilled to be part of this group. One of the things that I'm also doing with my colleagues in the office is also sort of take them on a career path in the actuarial science, because I head the insurance department.
Okay.
So I'm also at the age of 50. I'm continuing to learn as well as continue to earn certifications in the actuarial science. So and I thought this could be a good platform, to obviously bring some sort of sort of an education, to, because you said a lot of the rural schools, in the remotest part of the country, right?
Right.
In a way that they could actually appreciate mathematics being applied in certain financial fields, right? So that's why I thought this could be interesting. A couple of questions that I do have is one, of course, because you said remotest parts of the country. The medium of instruction, unfortunately, some of us are comfortable in English, right? But we may not know Bengali or Tamil or Telugu, that well.
Yeah.
How would that work, from your experience, especially when you engage with the remotest part of schools, would English be a comfortable medium? That is one. Secondly, the target students that are looking at, would they be in the typical 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standard, of the 9th to the 12th standard, right? So that there is a certain amount of basics that they've already learned. If you have to sort of, teach them, let's say, geometric progression, and then see how it is actually applied, because that's the very fundamental aspect of how do you develop time value of money, for example, right? So if you know geometric progression, then it's much easier. But also start with the geometric progression as well. So that was my second, question. And the third is also, can I suggest a topic that I think could be quite useful for especially kids at that age, 9th to 12th, because they do understand the fundamental concepts of time value of money. Then, as simple as putting money into their deposit or bank deposit or whatever, they'll appreciate much better. Three questions that I have.
Okay, so that is wonderful. It's great to have you. I'm just guessing you are Ipshita's father, right? Is that right? Ipshita Iyer?
That is correct.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, so the first to answer the first question, you are absolutely right. Bulk of the schools in the remote parts of India are vernacular, like they are in Bengali medium or Tamil medium or Marathi medium, and we would love to work in these languages. Unfortunately, we can't do that always. So we try to collaborate at the moment with schools who have basics of English communication available. So these are mostly NGO or private run schools targeted at poorer sections of the society who believe that communicative English is a very great, very important tool, and they implement that from the primary level. So to answer the first question, yes, that would have been ideally that would have been a problem, but due to the selection of schools that we have right now, it's not a problem at the moment. Eventually, we have to address that issue when we work with larger number of schools. Maybe then we can focus Tamils to Tamil schools. We have a lot of Tamil students actually. In fact, one of the faculty members, Raghunath, is planning to create some content in Tamil, if they can, and we want to do something in Bengali. I do sometimes work in Bengali as well in our YouTube channel. Okay, so that's to answer question number one. Yes, we can do it in English for now with the schools that we have. To answer the second question, we will be initially working with kids from grade 3 4, that's one group, grade 5 6, that's another group, grades 7 and 8, that's another group. Just one second. I think so. So that's a third group. So from 3 to 10, you can say 6 7 and above, that's like the third group in some. So that's the group we will be working with. And you are right, in most cases they won't have a lot of tools at their disposal. They won't have that sort of a background. But again, we are planning to work on problems which are low tool by nature, by intent. In fact, such problems were developed in tournament of towns, for example, in Russia, and in Komal in Romania. There was there has been a culture of such problems. In fact, it was a challenge among mathematicians to create problems that use less number of tools and create, and yet they pose a lot of challenge. So I can give you examples of such problems, and we want to work with mostly such problems. The principle is this, that some people like, some people have a natural affinity for mathematics, just like some people have a natural affinity for music. Not everyone can do music in like, it's very it's like a taste that, or an affinity or an interest that a person has. You immediately know that, okay, this girl or this guy, this boy is extremely good with musical intelligence. So similarly, there are a set of people who are extremely interested in cooking. Not everyone is interested in cooking. Similarly, there is a set of people, we believe, who are naturally inclined toward mathematical thinking, and we want to bring those kids in the math circles and expose them to small, low tool problems, because there is a tool level barrier, that is, to do the problem, if they need to know a certain set of tools, then we are unable to expose them to the journey of the problem solving. They are facing a barrier even before they start. We don't want that. And unfortunately, it's true that in rural India, this problem is more pronounced. I am told, by principal madams and directors of such schools, that when you work with 8th graders, let's say, or 10th graders from rural schools, sometimes they have competency levels which are lower than particular level. Not always for all students, but sometimes that can happen. So we do have to focus on low tool processes. Okay, so that's the third thing. So, and that's the second thing, and the time and money, the one that you mentioned, that is actually a fantastic topic. I think uh, once I read a book by Peter Lynch, who said that, and I was extremely impressed by his what he was saying. He was saying, see, uh, all the things we learn in school, financial literacy is not one of them. All the things that we learn in school, there are, we learn history, we learn geography, we learn mathematics, we learn certain sciences, and so on and so forth. But we do not learn financial literacy. We do not learn the value of, let's say, investing in stocks, or making a small investment, the power of compounding. If a child understands the power of compounding, the child would probably invest today. Even 10 rupees invested today is much more valuable than 10 rupees and 100 rupees invested, let's say, 5 years from now. So if we can do something about that financial literacy, like a thing in that, in the schools, like a seminar or something, we can do that with the math circles. Certainly we can do that. That's a great idea. uh, I would love to do that. But yeah, so I think that answers all your questions. Any
Sure.
other
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, any other questions, anyone, about what is going to unfold? Okay, so I would again say that this is a great opportunity for us, for you, for the kids, I hope, out there. And if we can create good math circles, I would also give a shout out to Aryan, who got, I mean, I don't think Aryan is watching this one, but if you have, I think if you go to Chinta North America's YouTube channel, you will see Aryan working every day on mathematics and uploading stuff. So it's wonderful. Uh, it's the early admission results are coming in right now. We expect to hear more good news, and we will share it with you. Um, we want to build a great community here, uh, based on learning and sharing and all those things. And you, the few people who have joined us today in the math circle process, I think there is a wonderful 2022 lies ahead of you, and let's make most out of it. Thank you everyone for joining, and good night and goodbye.
So, Dr. Shani, just one last question, if you don't mind.